we all start off, we all start off with an A+ grade. And, and we can maintain the standard of an A as long as we do the activities that's in alignment with keeping an A grade. And I say an A because that's what my teacher used to always tell us that. And it just made me remember that, I have what it takes. We have a brand new slate. So all of the old limiting beliefs, all of the things that didn't work, all of the things that you felt like you couldn't do, you was unsure of, or all the things that held you back last year don't have to hold you back this year. If you just start with a clean slate and say, I'm just going to tackle this and follow the process and just keep this lack of clarity that stops us from making progress sometimes. And because when we're confused, we don't know what direction to go, or we don't know who we're reaching out to, or what action to take, or what's the best, what should I be doing with my time now? So all of that confusion paralyzes us. So if you got clarity that allows you to keep moving forward and with your momentum, boom, that's it. That's the holy grail right there, because you can keep moving forward. Anything, I'm gonna tell you this, anything that's stopping you from moving forward and living your purpose or impacting the people you want and stopping you from building this is the master consistency. Coach T, specifically, like what? We know consistency, and people have been telling us to be consistent for years, but I'm going to beat this into your head until you're consistent, because that is what is going to allow you to be successful. If you're not consistent, you're not going to be able to get this results consistently. But more importantly, what I've learned is, as I'm around these different folks and I'm peeping and I'm looking at the projects that they're doing, I'm looking at how they're working with their teams, I'm looking at how they're releasing content, I'm looking at how they're doing trainings, and I'm like, they consistent as hell. Like they not say really consistent, but they put things in place. That don't mean that they're just extremely disciplined all the time. They found what works for them in order to allow them to be consistent. What works for them might be, and there's different ways to be consistent. One way may be, because my week is all over the place, I might need to create, I think I was talking to Tequila earlier, and one strategy could be you create all your content on one day. If it's a light day, maybe you create your content on that one day. Maybe one way to be consistent is you have an accountability partner. Maybe one way is you reach out to your PCS mentor and you say, hey, you know what, I want to make sure that I'm on point, every week. So would you mind just kind of checking on me randomly throughout the week just to kind of see where I'm at and ask me what I got going on? That's a way. Don't be afraid to do that. This is what you're paying for. This is what you get access to. So I want you to take full advantage of everything that you have, because this is why these things are in place, is so you can succeed. But at the end of the day, they have consistency. So I was talking to one of my coaches earlier, and he was like, yeah, I was on a month-long vacation. I said, all right, cool. I'm like, damn, that's pretty nice, right? You just go out for the month, you got a business to, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to worry about it. But then I'm like, wow, I didn't know you was going on vacation for that long. Cause I'm like, yo, I'm still seeing you post every day. I'm like, you sending out emails. I'm like, I didn't even know. He was like, yeah, I automated everything. And I said, damn, that makes perfect sense. It just makes perfect sense, right? But when I thought about it, I'm like, for you to automate a month, like the whole month of December, automated content. I said, for you to automate all of that content for the month of December, that means that before you went on vacation, you had to have a lot of content or create a lot of content or put a lot of things in place to make sure that the content was ready for you to be consistent. And not just the content on social media, he was sending out emails throughout the week. So that's just another level of consistency. Not just consistency like, I have the energy to stay consistent. That's what most people think about. I don't feel like doing it, or I feel like doing it, and whether I do it or not is what my consistency is on. Your consistency, what it really means is that you are providing the same level of service or activities regardless of what's happening, regardless if it's a personal issue or regardless if you're on vacation for a month. It doesn't matter what it is. Consistency means that it's willingness to sacrifice. So when we say willingness to sacrifice, what's interesting is that, we all want to, maybe you want to do this full time one day, maybe you don't, right? Maybe you just like, cool, I just want to make 20K a month and I'm good doing this part time, or maybe you want to do this full time one day and you want to make 7 figures. Whatever your ambition is, one of the things that I can guarantee you is that you're going to have to sacrifice. You got to sacrifice. I did a post, or it was last week. I think it was maybe I don't know if it was this week or last week. I'm doing so much content, but I did a post recently where I talked about all of the different ways you need to sacrifice in order to be successful. So I'll give you just some of the ones that's off the top of my head, right? One is that you may not be able to talk on the phone as much as you want to talk on the phone, right? Some of us, we just like to, gossip or talk on the phone or whatever, right? You may not be able to do that. You got to sacrifice because you got to take that available time and you got to put that towards your purpose. You might not be able to watch full games from start to finish. I used to love watching football games and basketball games start to finish. Love watching it. As I started taking my business more seriously, I just didn't have the time to do it. And especially I'm full-time now, but before I was full-time, imagine I had less hours available. So you mean to tell me I'm going to spend, 3 to 5 hours a week watching games, but I'm saying that this is my purpose. I'm saying that this is what I want. I'm saying that this is the impact I want to make in the world. I'm saying I want to go full-time one day doing what I love. I'm saying that I want to make an impact. I want time freedom. I want financial freedom. I want generational wealth for my family. I'm saying that I want all of these big goals, but the way that I allocate my time doesn't reflect the fact that I want to achieve these goals, right? So what do you willing to shorter deadlines? There's a concept that's called time compression, right? Time compression is give yourself whatever amount of time that you think that you need, cut it down by 1/3 at least. You like, damn, I was going to launch it in 9 months from now, but you mean to tell me I need to launch it in 3 months? Yes. I was going to launch my program, or I was going to do this event, or I was going to do this webinar and do 3 months from now. You mean to tell me do it in 3 weeks? Yes. So what I notice is they don't spend a lot of time deliberating on things. They don't spend a lot of time figuring things out. They make calculated decisions, but the way that they compress time is amazing to me. Right. And I've seen them and I'm like, every time they accomplish it, it seems like they got a lot of things on their plate. I'm like, damn, how do you get all of these things done? And it's because they're knocking it out. They don't spend a lot of time pondering. Now they have times throughout the week where they think, but they don't spend a lot of time pondering or being confused. And I'm telling you what I've noticed being around them. They don't spend a lot of time like trying to figure out or spending days or weeks or months not sure and losing focus, and they don't spend a lot of time doing that. They have a goal and they create goals that seem damn near impossible to do within that timeline, but they challenge themselves to do it in a shorter timeline, right? And they put whatever resources they need to put in it. They hire whoever they need to hire. They delegate whoever they need to delegate on their team. They put a time inside their schedule for the time they need to put inside their schedule. Whatever they need to do to compress the time to achieve it is what they're great at building relationships. So as I'm around and I'm hearing these conversations, right, whether it's with my coaches or with my peers, what I'm noticing is that they're always talking about somebody that they connected with, somebody that they did a partnership with, somebody that they did something with. It always seems to, it never seems to just be them, right? It's always, yo, I connected with such and such, who, who was here, or you know what, I went to the golf course and I connected with this person who does that. And whether it's a partnership and hey, they got an audience, or they got this or they got that, or whether it's, hey, this person is going to connect me to, this NBA team that I'm gonna speak to, or you know what, I connected with this person here, and they need my services. It's always they always connected with somebody else. It's always something. So this year, and I had it as a focus last year for me, which I'm pretty proud of myself that last year I did pretty good with building relationships and meeting people and doing things. This year, I'm on a times about 10. Times about 10 this year. Get in the right rooms, get around the right people, and not just in our industry, in your own industry. So if you focus on, trauma, well, do you go to trauma conferences? Maybe you should get around some of the influences in your industry, right? Virtual assistants, high performance, peak performance, health. Why don't you get around some of the influencers that are in that industry too? Because ultimately, if you get around the influences in that industry, what is that going to do for you? What's that going to do for your business? If you get around an influencer who has some type of clout or credibility, and the people that follow them, they're heard, they're following, they're tried, is your ideal client, wouldn't it make sense to connect with them, or be in the room, or be in the building where you could potentially rub elbows with people that you can? That's why I say, when you on here, show your face. When you in the group, be active in the group. Post your wins in the group. Talk about your wins on here. Talk about what you got going on. Talk about what you're doing, because you never know which one of us might just be the connect. You might have somebody in the room right now that could be the connect to your next level. Even if it's not, we collab together, they might know somebody to put you in the right position, or they might know somebody who knows somebody to put you in the right position. But because you never make yourself seen, or you chilling in the background, or you know what I'm saying, or you distracted, you're not putting yourself in a place there where you can literally connect with somebody. Because I can tell you, with me, the members in this program that get additional opportunities, whether it's I might refer them members, and we got many members that I've referred them clients before, or whether it's people that I bring on stage with me, or whether it's people that I introduce into other influencers, or folks that I do business with, or do collaborations with. Those are the folks that I see are getting things done. So don't get it twisted. When I ask you for your wins, it ain't just to say the wins. It's also because I'm personally listening, and I'm watching, and I'm hearing the wins that you have each week, and you never know what opportunities might pop up. And if an opportunity pops up, I know that I can rely on Joe. I know that I can rely on Shamika or Kofi or whoever. I know there's certain people that I can say, oh, okay, you know what? This person shows up consistently. They show up. They're really trying. They're really putting in the work. They're really getting results. I know that if I relied on this person, that they're going to come through, and I'm not going to look crazy if I refer them a client, or I'm not going to look crazy if we do something together and I don't got to worry about, are they going to show up? You know what I'm saying? Like, so who you are and how you show up is everything, and people are watching. Respect seasons, not reasons. Coach T, but you got to break this down for us, which means seasons, not reasons. They respect seasons, not reasons. So what I've noticed about folks that are really crushing it is they understand that personal circumstances are going to come in the way. So they respect the season of the life they're in. They had a death in the family. They had an illness or sickness or cancer, or they lost a child, or they got a divorce, or they had a child, or whatever, right? They respect the season that they're in. This is life. Things happen. I'm gonna respect it, I'm gonna handle it. They respect the season, but they don't respect the reason. And when I say the reason, what that really means is they don't let that reason stop them from achieving their goal and achieving their purpose. And what's so funny is anytime I consult on coaching, obviously not you guys because you're here, right? But there's hundreds and thousands of people out there, whether they can't talk to me or not. And I know because I do this all day, every day, right? So from the thousands and thousands of people, what I can tell you is that there's a lot of people. If I had to say, it's okay. Let me categorize it. Especially for new people or people who are just kind of like trying to gain momentum, just trying to get their first few clients or just trying to make their first maybe 5K a month. What I've noticed is that a lot of folks who quit or give up or stop or slow down drastically is when they have personal circumstances happening in their life. Hands down. So I'm giving you the warning lights right now. I'm giving you the flashing lights. I'm giving you the caution, this caution tape. Be cautious about stopping or quitting or slowing down because you got personal issues happening. But don't get it twisted. I'm not saying ignore it. You got to handle the things that happen in your life. But just like how my coach went on vacation for a month, but he was still able to handle his purpose and the obligations of the business. You just got to find alternative or different ways to make things happen and not let the season be the reason that stops you